the Orianna with the shockwave delivery systems, things along those lines. Do you wonder, is the Azir going to have to be banned on that red side now?
Creme, he spammed a hell of a lot of Azir going into Split 2, which I think is fair. It's one of the most impactful mid lane champions across the years in terms of meta, almost near blindable. So let's see, top esports, are we going to be going for the Vi, which has really started to drop in priority? We're going to say, no, let's go ahead and pick up that Azir.
Nope, we're good. We're going to stick with fried chicken. I guess, I don't know why he's fried chicken, but I do like that they're going to go with this kind of more push-oriented as well as a little bit more aggressive team fighting aspect for them to try to pair up with that kind of carry performance that maybe we're going to try to look to get in those team fights from JackeyLove. I know that's something we talked a little bit about behind the scenes, but trying to have a situation where ADCs are just kind of irrelevant until you get to team fights, and we'll get the Annie answer into the Azir right now, at least from the side of IG.
I'll take that, though. We talked about, just briefly, Rookie does need to rely on some comfort, so I like this. Get him the Annie. I think he performed pretty well towards the end of the season when we saw this champion get introduced. And for Wei, what kind of different champions are we going to see from the jungle? Because Kanavi obviously has played a very jungle resource-intensive style, and top esports tend to like to play towards that. IG, they're going to go ahead and say we're going to have really robust team fighting, get a point-and-click stun, get ourselves the Wukong as well. So how else are we going to be able to plug and play? Are we going to be looking for TheShy's pick or get something from Meiko?
And that's definitely a little bit of a throwback, definitely a little bit of a classic for Wei, at least coming over, giving himself a little bit of something. We do get the Lovers duo, though. A lot of safety in that bot lane for JackeyLove and Hung, and also something that Hung can absolutely get on the map with.
Well, top esports, as soon as they lost in playoffs, there was already rumors about different supports coming on through. They've had some tryouts. It's been a long while since the end of playoffs and now. So maybe they're just saying, look, we may have gone some scrims. Let's just try to make it easy for our duos to play. Let's give them a very, very easy plug-and-play 2v2 and gives Hung the ability to not only play forward, but also gives him ways out in case his positioning isn't all that amazing. So we head into the second phase of draft. It's TheShy taking away this Rumble, and they can even start to get rid of some pretty nasty counter picks. I'm looking at that Galio in particular away from 369.
I just didn't know that IG had turned into a bunch of pyromaniacs between Split 2 and Split 3.
Yeah.
We do have the Rumble combination there, so a lot of team fighting responses there from their side. And now in the second phase of bans, we get that tank focus from IG as they ban away the Ornn.
I think it's got to be Ornn. I think the next one, if you're thinking about it, is either Galio or Sion. Maybe they're okay with the Galio after some changes. It's not a completely unwinnable matchup for Rumble, and he is still a very, very potent early game champion. Especially with those equalizers, so a lot of options here for IG. Could also look to get rid of a jungler here, especially for Kanavi. We'll see what exactly he goes for. There's still Xin Zhao available if he wants it. If not, he can go for some other looks. But especially for when we're looking at the bottom lane wave here, IG, what pairs are we going to get for Gala and Meiko? Because they've been kind of the big pain point for this squad so far this year.
Yeah, they definitely have. I want to see them set up for success in a lot of cases. Now, top esports, they still have a very valuable piece to the puzzle that they need to be taking. I mean, Hung obviously going to be on the Rakan, but what version of Kanavi are we going to get as well? Is he going to go with something a little bit more carry-oriented, or now that he already has a lot of damage, if he's going to be looking to facilitate a little bit more for the team? The Rel is that focus for top esports, taking away some of those big engaged supports.
So for later in the series, maybe they just try to go for an Alistar on 5. I don't think it's amazing into the Rel, but I think it's fine. Leona starts to get a lot of value here, especially alongside the Annie. It will mean that there is a lot of magic resist coming through this game. I think Mertroids gets a ton of value here. And IG are playing with a composition that has a lot of range. You have the Equalizer, you also now have the Jhin with this Deadly Flourish. You can assist from a little bit further away where you're not necessarily expecting it. So top esports, they need to be making sure that they're paying attention. They're putting a lot of bodies forward so that this Azir can just take over a fight.
Yeah, the Syod locked in for 369 into the Shy Rumble. It'll be very curious. Obviously, Sion can have a lot of big impacts in these fights, but now it's all about what Kanavi wants to grab to round out the composition here. Definitely needs some sort of engage tool, as the Rakan's going to be good for that, but you really want to be following that up on top of other things to see if it does end up being the Jarvan, and it's locked in.
That's really awesome. I mean, you're going into a Rumble, you're going into Jin. I think this is
Stole
great to be
the
able to lock
hot
them up
pot,
and stop them. So, from the side of top esports, you're going to have priority in mid. I mean, Azir, especially on first item, is going to be really, really dangerous. I wonder what version of Annie we get this game. I know we've been seeing some different builds. We had the kind of like Leandri's Malignance burn version with the Rylai's. Does this mean we're going to get something a little bit different from Rookie here, especially with how this game is looking? Also, what version of like the spells or the keystones? Because Phase Rush versus Electrocute does change it up a little bit. But top esports, very robust team fight, front to back, about as classic as you can get, I think, right here to set up for this Xayah and this Azir.
And I'm really excited because we talked so much about the supports, and they're both going to be on superior comfort for themselves, at least giving themselves the best foot forward on this new season in split number 3. Obviously Hung in a new environment, but Meiko going to be back on his classic Alistar, really wanting to have that impact. And we have seen his Alistar do dirty things here, so really looking at which version of these two guys we're going to get today.
Here for the side of IG, they need to play with their early lanes, make sure that we're getting some objectives. Getting early dragon stacking, I think, is going to make or break this game. You do not want to try to go late versus this top esports lineup right now. So I need to be able to see Meiko and the rest of the squad actually play. You have so many tools to get things working. You have this Rumble and top side as well. I think a lot of potential here for IG to come out swinging in their first matchup here in Split 3.
It's the first time we're seeing both these teams in the ultimate split of the LPL in 2025. We have 4 spots for Worlds on the line. It might seem like a lot, but when you get down to the nitty-gritty, 4 out of so many good teams is a little bit of a small amount. So we'll see if IG can live up to some of those expectations that maybe they haven't exactly hit just yet, and if top esports can get back to an era of dominance that felt like 2025 was theirs, and see if they can make good on some of those international performances. But it's only the first day, and it's only that first series for these guys. Let's see what happens.
There we go.
We got some
I've been missing it from the first 2 games of this split already.
Oh my god.
The EDG Dude. Ultra Prime game, you know, fair enough. Wasn't too many Jayos, if any.
Enough.
Game 2, series number 2, what we just saw, Weibo were getting some Jayos. The FPX fans were nowhere to be seen. And finally, last series of the day, obviously with top esports as Invictus, I knew it was going to deliver. So glad the fans are showing out.
Yeah, you know, they're getting warmed up in the season. They also have to be here for 52 days straight, you know?
No, they don't. No, they actually don't. They can stay home and watch the game.
That's not the contract? Oh.
We have to be here for 52 days in a row.
Oh, yeah, I got it wrong. Sorry. I thought, you know.
It's okay. It's a long schedule. We know.
Yeah. So let's see how this bot lane 2v2 pans out. I do really like this angle that top esports are bringing, but the level 2 actually is really important because it's going to determine who kind of gets that first push and move.
And for right now, this should be in favor of JackeyLove and Hung, just by way of having the lovers duo. You have a little bit more spells that just sync up with each other, obviously. And I like how they're taking control of the brush, making it pretty difficult for Gala and Meiko to get much done. Should be level 2 going over to them first, with junglers pathing to opposite sides of the map.
Just a little thing. Really good heads-up play from JackeyLove to back away from that dancing grenade. It was about to hit on the full hit from him. But just little things in these trades going back and forth. You see a little bit of pressure gained by IG down there as well. But we'll see both junglers starting the opposite sides of the map, so maybe a little bit of different focus for them in their early paths.
This also feels very strange because we came into this series literally saying that Kanavi is one of the most resource-intensive junglers. The way that top esports play is utilizing their solo lanes to make sure that Kanavi can kind of take control of the map and get himself in a really strong position on carry junglers. Jarvan is not that. Jarvan is a champion that typically plays on very low econ. He's has such a very robust kit, but doesn't have much more outside of that. So I want to see how Kanavi is actually able to pilot this one. I'm not saying he can't, but
he's gonna go
I think it's such a different style, especially for top esports.
He's going to go the lethality build, Yumu's first item, you know.
Bruh. Please don't do this to me.
Please, no, please, Kanavi, please. It's so funny you talk about Kanavi. We talk so much about Way as we see a 2v2 go in the way of IG. Nice blade caller right back, though. Meiko's in trouble. Hung Gonna get his way out for it. Shot ready to go, but Gala will not follow through on that one. Kanavi has made his trip. He finds the top side. He misses the flash Q, but it's okay. They still get the first blood for top esports.
That was incredibly close. If we get a replay of that, I want to see how close Kanavi came to getting the perfect flash predict, because he almost knocked him up there. It was super close between TheShy, but across the board, I think top esports are starting to slowly drain away some of these resources. They had to use double summoners on top side to get rid of TheShy, but for this Sion matchup, it does not get easier for him.
It does not, and we were talking a little bit in that draft about that wall that 369 can't be. Ooh, cheeky little play from Wave, but Creme will not be jump scared, and we will end up getting the Scuttle Crab trades. Hung getting out on the map here. We were talking about how early these supports can get active. Hung gonna make the first trip, and he finds topside. There's the EQ as well from Kanavi, and they might just be able to have enough damage here to take down TheShy.
Oh my god, JackeyLove
flashes. They want to make a statement here in their first series.
Hell yeah, this is the aggressive top esports that we knew to come and love here in the LPL for Split 2. They're playing incredibly aggressive. JackeyLove is literally flashing at level 3 to secure that kill. And TheShy, who we had just brought up, we were building him up to be this huge weak side king that he's really upped his consistency. And top esports, they're here to knock that down straight up. And they have brought so much attention into his lane versus this Rumble.
See, they did the same research. They knew they needed to focus on TheShy. That feels really bad, though, for the Rumble to go down 0-2. Yes, the equalizers will always be there, but the impact will definitely be hampered there. Meiko will make his way to help TheShy and try to push this one in. A little bit of an awkward lane states going on the map right now.
I still think that this just objectively is better for top esports. Yes, you are securing the fact that this Rumble will be able to farm, but you're letting Sion versus Jhin. And Jin's never going to move this guy out. So right now, it's up to IG to be able to generate leads. They've already lost a large portion of this early game. They're down 1,000 gold to start, while top esports, I mean, Kanavi has been active, and he's even in farm versus Wei. This is a great spot for top esports.
And we talked in the draft, it's IG that need to push the envelope, need to push the pressure, need to find these kinds of little moments to build that lead and keep out in front of top esports. And now we're going to be getting level 6 mark, at least Creme and 369 have hit theirs. We're going to get those for the solo lanes. That maybe ups the ante a little bit for top esports as well in some of these fights. But what is that next look? What is that next move for IG?
Right now, it's just going to be controlling dragons. We said that one of the ways that IG can kind of get out in front of top esports is just getting all of these early dragons. Meiko's moved down. Kanavi, instead of finishing his top side, he's going to try and help Creme.
That was bold, rookie. He's waiting for it. He had flash.
What the?
That was a bit of an overextension. 369 finds himself in the middle of everybody here. Gonna unstoppable onslaught onto 3. EQ there onto him as well from Kanavi, as now he is just locked down, but he's still up. He's gonna go down finally to Wei as they get the response. 369 gonna heal up a little bit from Hung, but IG end up claiming Kanavi's life. And now TheShy wants to chase down JackeyLove. That's a little bit tricky though.
If he actually gets one more minion, so you can kind of see the little minion experience bar underneath the champion portraits. If one minion had died in the middle of TheShy trading versus JackeyLove, he actually gets his ultimate in the middle of that and potentially even kills him, because JackeyLove doesn't have flash anymore, right? So uses the equalizer, cancels his recall, is also going to be able to get this wave under the turret. And that was an overextension there by top esports. They thought they had a little bit more damage. Creme was not in the area, also didn't have a ton of mana left over. So rookie, by him summoning the Tibbers, made it a much better fight there for Invictus Gaming. So finally some leeway here in this game number 1.
I'm actually going to take a look back at how that all kicked off here. We were wondering how 369 got in the midst of 3 members, and here you go.
That stuff, I mean, he moved immediately, which I think the idea of it is sound, just being able to stop Wei. They were also trying to get Hung to teleport over. Just pulled the trigger a little too early, and that is maybe some of the more over-aggressive nature of top esports starting to bite back at them.
He giveth and he taketh. We'll see what they can do with these little leads. We finally get everybody in their right places, but the grubs are up here now. See what kind of focus we get there. Wei is first and foremost up into the top side. You're going to have Kanavi coming over as he hovers through mid, though. Who do you prefer in this fight around the grubs at 8 minutes?
Right now it's going to be IG. Meiko is very close to hitting level 6 on this Alistar, and Hung is not. Because he's been roaming so much, he's down half a level. So as long as Meiko is in the area, or maybe he's able to tag up on one of these grubs, this should be him getting his this unbreakable will. IG, though, they're leaving him to the wolves. They want to get right back into these waves. Meiko should be able to hit level 6 off of this, and they're just going to trade this instead.
Oh, they might go in late. I mean, they have a wave recircling around. Was Top Esports able to get one of the Groves back? So we're 1-1 right now. Rookie moving over. He's about to have stun. He still has flash. Kanavi going in fully onto Rookie, but they're re-split onto the fight. Rookie is the focus, though, and he gets taken down by Creme at the end. Now Gala being chased down by the team here. Gala left alone. He finally gets one of the kills, though. Hung is now in trouble as well. Going to die to Meiko. His counter on the other side. But JackeyLove now going to try to take down Meiko as well. They might end up getting him. The decimating smash will do just that.
Keep going.
And now Unstoppable Force Onslaught at least going to be used in the top side. Clear the wave. But that's a lot of blood being spilled, and Top Esports get the better of it.
The ultimates came on through. Meiko wasn't able to use that unbreakable will in a good enough spot. And while Rookie gets cut off from the rest of his team, it just means that IG, too split before this fight. They were not able to consolidate their power. Their bottom lane was entering from the top side of the map. And, I mean, they just weren't able to connect. That's one of the very key issues when you have a control mage or someone that doesn't have a ton of mobility. Being able to escort them to an objective is so important. Look at where they're split. All of this onto Kanavi. And then this massive knockup from Hung actually prevents the rest of IG from getting right back into a position. I mean, Gala using his flash and then right into the waiting arms of Creme and Kanavi. This is not the spot that you wanted to be in. Cool you were able to trade, but IG just get completely punished in all of this fight.
Yeah, that's the hardest thing, is that it just got so disconnected for a lot of the team, and Top Esports just made better and cleaner decisions during all of that. Now we take a look back. I mean, the first dragon of the game just got taken, and it's 10.5 minutes in. Now Kanavi going to feel the heat on his back, but is able to get all the Krugs there from TheShy. I was thinking about following through, but the rest of Top Esports were on their way
guess
up there.
Who's here?
Oh, he took the bait. He took the bait. Here comes Hung over the rope, and there you go. And they're going to try to fight him. JackeyLove can't get the at least hits with the feathers. 369 waiting to pull the trigger on this one. They finally get him. 4 members strong will take down TheShy, who goes down 0-3 in the top lane.
Can we look at bottom lane wave? Thank you to our observers. They're picking up a little bit more plates. It's Rookie and Wei. But remember, Top Esports, they have 2 grubs. How much more can they actually get on the top side of the map? There we go. We even get the split lane view.
Look at that.
They're bringing Gala on over. It's going to be close.
Okay. The grub difference really being felt right now, actually, as you see it coming down to the wire.
Should get
they
this.
are just going to commit to this. I haven't seen this in so long, but first turret will just go over to IG in the end. The 2 grubs were not fast enough.
Right, so now it comes down to the epic monster slaying feats. Top Esports have 1 thanks to them getting 2 of the grubs. IG get 1 for doing the dragon. So these next couple of objectives are going to be able to basically decide who gets the feats of strength. But right now, when you look at the game and kind of where both teams are at, Top Esports are in a very solid spot here in this game number 1. They're the team with the scaling advantage. You're going to have an Azir that's going to have a fully fed Scion just waiting to frontline. And I think especially with the introduction of Spellbook for supports kind of being the go-to now, it makes it so difficult to kind of deal with it. Because now they have access to heal and exhaust and potentially even a free Rookie flash while you're at it.
Yeah, I mean, might as well. You're at the buffet anyways. Able to take that one down. Now they are going to get the pressure on this bot side. And Creme does have a little bit of attack speed with that recurve bow, so able to get more plates down. And Top Esports just really handily putting pressure down on each side of the map respectively.
What I will say about Top Esports is when we have seen them play some of these Azir games, barring some massive failure in the mid-game, they have been so good about making sure Creme gets resources and he's getting gold for himself so that Azir can get to that 1 and 2 item power spike. So I've loved what they've done. Creme in Split 2 was one of the best mid laners when it came to gold differential at 15, and his individual gold leads have been unmatched in this league. So I'm loving what we've seen from Creme when he is in an advantage spot.
And he's just going to be really hard to deal with. I mean, as time goes on, his range is going to have a really big effect on how poke and prodding can work for Top Esports ahead of these objectives. I mean, the biggest difference that we talked a lot about in draft was kind of the approach that Top Esports are okay with taking this game a little bit later. That IG really wanted to kind of push that tempo here, and they weren't really able to in a lot of ways. And now Top Esports feel like they're coming online. And speaking of, Meiko just feel like he's going offline, as they might just chase him down here. The TP is going to come out too. Top Esports, you are ruthless. They aren't able to get the cow, but Meiko will be licking his chops and wounds as he walks away. That won't be any objective or anything. The TP going to be played, so actually IG coming out the better of it.
You say that, but Top Esports are going to get a turret, and this is going to go all to Creme here. Okay, so Soul Lanes are going to split it. 369 is like, look, dude, I just teleported for this. I got to get something for myself.
Something.
And while Gala gets mid-turret damage, I just don't know how meaningful it is for IG. Right here, you lose out on some summoner spells, but Meiko got forced out. You also had Rookie barely being able to escape by just stunning Hong repeatedly. So this still plays into that win condition here for Top Esports. Get gold onto Azir, let him carry the fight, and we're doing all of the right steps to get to that position. Now, which objective do they choose? The Herald that's spawning in 15 seconds, or the Dragon that's going to be spawning in 30?
It's a little bit of a tricky situation there. I mean, there could be a situation where we get the differentiation on both sides of, like, if both teams want to commit to one side and try to stop some of that, because I think the Rift Herald can really open things up for Top Esports, especially in that mid lane, get all the outers down, and that would be a very big boon, as Meiko and Hung just hanging out together, clearing wards, getting vision. And it's going to be looking like opposite focuses. So IG going to hover up towards this top side as we have Top Esports. Their trio is going straight for that dragon. Maybe a little bit hesitant on that, though, Alk.
They don't even have to. They don't have to send everybody here. It could literally just be these two members, and it allows for Top Esports to still play in the mid wave.
IG are slow.
You can see right now, Sion's getting pinged out. They can call the unstoppable onslaught, and there's not much for IG to do. So instead of going for the Herald, basically they lose the dragon and they lose the mid wave. So they got nothing for it. Even better.
It sucks too, because you see kind of the initial idea for IG. I mean, all four members were kind of hovering up towards that Rift Herald, but then they disperse and you lose some of that trajectory, and then Top Esports take advantage of that loophole. Really nice stuff, decision making across the map from Top Esports so far, and I would say that has been a bit of the bread and butter for Top Esports in a lot of cases on how strong they have been here in 2025, even with some of the lackluster performances last split. Although, let's see if IG can make their own iteration of a Top Esports play as they send 3 members top to take down the top laner, and TheShy gets himself on the board.
Nice, nice. Save the minion wave, guys. This is perfect. This lets TheShy hit the turret. It's tough here for IG because they need a clear numbers advantage on an objective for them to actually be able to take it, and that was just not the case, right? Like, you're almost never going to actually be able to deal enough damage versus the Herald to not at least have Top Esports look to contest afterwards. So after they find the pick on the 369, that gives them the window to actually start up this Herald. And no one really in the area as Creme is continuing to get solo golden experience on this bottom lane wave.
And that's the terrifying point, is we are hitting those kind of first and a half items, getting closer and closer to the second item. And the Gnasher's Tooth is all good and well on Creme, and that is a scary point for the Azir, but it does not get any less scary as more items come through for this champion. And so I really want to see how Top Esports kind of leverage that, and I really like in the reservation that they're kind of okay sending Creme in the side lane and taking a back seat in a lot of these situations.
Creme has definitely been a little bit better. I think one of the things that we got to see from him, especially from his time playing at Top Esports last year, is the fact that he kind of has more agency. I'm going to hold that.
Yeah, well, hey, here's his agency. Maybe coming out from that side lane with all that gold. TP's coming in. Equalizer going to be used right into the middle of everyone. There's going to be the curtain call. A couple pop shots in. Fourth shot's going to ring true on a 369, but here comes Hung. Tries to go get that engage. Kanavi finally coming to join the fight here, but they're split. Top Esports are a little bit caught up. Hung tries to get the escape, but gets smacked by the stick of Wei. And now 369, the only one left in that fight. They're going to try to back away. Decimating
TheShy, no.
They caught TheShy. He walked right into it. The unstoppable onslaught, and here comes the shove. Creme over the top, and now Creme is helping clean house. The blade caller going to help get a triple kill for JackeyLove.
There it is, and that fight was very sloppy. You could see that IG were looking to try to make an entrance in. TheShy overextends himself, thinking that he has more than enough HP bar to deal with it, but a Q comes on through from 369. That knockup provides enough time for the rest of his team to kind of go in, find the kills, and Creme finally gets that answer. We check it in the replay here. This starts off a little bit weird, but you can kind of see that they're playing. They're trying to test out their limits. Wei is trying to get this damage down, but who is ever marking Creme here? He is under zero threat this entire fight.
Yeah, I mean, he gets a couple shots there, but then it feels like they lose track of where he is. There's so many other focuses, and especially TheShy coming in over the top with Rookie there with that big one. But they kind of split in that moment, right? They're a little bit worried to kind of follow through. And then it comes through a little bit late. The turn from Top Esports is beautiful.
And look at this. No one's able to target him. He's over this wall. This massive knockup from 369 into the Jarvan ult, which maybe doesn't quite land onto the right members there. But JackeyLove getting a triple kill there is probably the worst case scenario, if not for only the fact that, hey, Creme as well is able to pick up a lot of kills and gold there too. So this is here getting more and more accelerated. It is a 2,000 gold lead, and almost all of it is in the pocket of Creme.
And, you know, if there's something, an adaptation we've seen from Top Esports, they have been more willing to give Creme those resources. And I do really like to see him flexing with those muscles, right? He's already on 2 items now with that Rylai's, so it's going to be even harder to get away from him now. Little side note, Gala did almost as much damage as him on the Jhin. Shout out to all my Jhin mains, but I still think Creme's going to be in a better position, I'm not going to lie. So we'll see what these second items really do unlock for both these teams. And Wei, he gets caught slipping, caught watching, and caught dead.
Well, guess what? You didn't clear the wards, so that just means great pick from Top Esports turns into an Otacon. And hey, there's a dragon in 4 seconds. They can still reset, let Wei respawn, and they'll be in a great spot to be able to take this objective. Meiko can't swap over to the Smite, so instead, they might just go for more. I mean, you have 2 grubs. Let's get some more gold for Creme, take control of this top side of the map, and get rid of all of these jungle camps.
I mean, they're even looking for a twofer. They're going to send 369 down mid lane as well. But this turret will be like paper to them. See how exactly they want to kind of push forward with this. I mean, it's extending the lead by so much. These side lane turrets worth so much gold. Almost 4,000 up now is top.
And it's so interesting to me when you think about Creme and some of the other like legendary mid laners of the LPL. Most notably, I think a more apt comparison is someone like Knight. Both of these guys have had a hard time picking up Azir. You think about their career and just generally where they are, but it's such a legendary champion that you just need to master as a mid laner. And I really feel like Creme, more so than his counterpart in Knight, has been putting in more reps to get better at this champion, especially to move away from that melee specialist that we knew him for when he was coming up all those years ago.
And, you know, there was a little side point we talked about earlier, Alk, and we'll bring it back into the fold now because it's paying off. We said, you know, the ADCs, they're not important until a certain moment. And now, I mean, you look at it, we talk so much about Creme. My boy JackeyLove is sitting there at 6-1 and 2 on the Xayah, almost 3 items in on a hyper carry.
Hey, he got 3 of those kills in that last fight, so, you know, he's at least doing good for himself. He's able to be that self-sufficient AD carry in this moment. And, hey, if Gala gets to 3 and 4 items, he does have a hell of a lot of damage. My problem is, when is he ever punching through this Sion? It's going to take him a long time, and while that's happening, there's an Azir hitting him in the face. There's a Jarvan putting pressure alongside this Rakan, so very dangerous spot for IG to find themselves in.
Nothing. He's got the mosquito build now.
Oh, man. These guys are going to be jumping
like
forward at you. I don't see why we need an RFC. Oh, double teleports.
Okay. Meiko with the unsealed spellbook. Rookie coming over. He's going to have the stun available.
They
really want Creme. Oh my god, they just deliver him on a silver platter to Gala. Gets a fourth shot off, gets the kill. Kanavi running for the hills, and now JackeyLove, he's ready and raring to go.
Okay.
Big blade collar back. He's trying to sidestep, but I think IG's might is just too much. Featherstorm going to be used. Blade collar across the team. And JackeyLove steps up, gets one of the kills, but IG will clean house on the rest of them. Gala gets engaged on by Kanavi, almost take it down himself. Kanavi's going to flash away. Deadly Flourish going to go wide.
Oh, wait, one
call?
more.
No.
Is not able to grab that one. Gala, unfortunate with the curtain call, is not going to grab it. Biggest win for me if you are IG right there is not only did you get the shutdown there, you were able to get multiple summoner spells out. JackeyLove, no flash, no cleanse. Same thing can be said for Kanavi and 369 coming into this fight. But if you're top esports, you are thankful there are no fights within the next 30 seconds that you need to be able to take, because now you look at this enemy team from IG, they invested a lot to get gold, and they wasted a hell of a lot of summoners here. As we take a look, this investment onto Creme, really great job. This is part of why this composition from IG was going to be so potent in the mid game, but they weren't able to find early fights. The 2v2 in bottom lane didn't go their way, and even in this one, this feels like a Pyrrhic victory for IG. Yes, they got the Creme, but they also lost a lot on this play.
They did. I gotta say, I do like the direction from Meiko, right? We're wondering what IG's next ticket is. Where they're going to try to find a way into this one. They were down like almost 5,000 gold. And Meiko just says, I'm taking this game by the horns, literally, and finds that engage. But like you said, now the repercussions. What can top esports get off the back of it? The buildings, the base of IG is in tatters. They've got to find a way to defend.
I mean, 10 seconds before the Baron spawns, and I look at IG, they've got no flashes. No one on this team has flashes. Meiko instead said, I'll take Ghost and heal instead. And you're going to be playing into a Jarvan. Like, the rest of this top esports team now, all they can do is pressure on mid, walk with Kanavi and Hung into enemy jungle, clear out all of his vision, and then threaten to basically say, we're going to take Baron, and there's really nothing you could do about it in these instances.
And they do it so fast, right? Like, Creme is just going to melt it. JackeyLove's on 3 items now as well. But the IE Essence Reaver and Navori Flicker Blades, that's going to be a lot of damage from him as well. See what IG can do to wrestle some control of the vision from the map of top esports. They're going to start bringing TheShy over, even though he had TP. Okay, he's going to start walking back now. See if they want to go ahead and pull the TP. That's what top esports want the most.
Instead, TheShy's just going to walk over. All 369 has to do is just live. They don't have to start this fight. He has so much HP. 4,000 HP Scion here. They can play very safe. TheShy, you got to be so careful.
Oh, Kanavi now needs to be a little bit careful. Gala starting to do a little bit of damage. Might have hit that next spike as well. Top esports now going to just take what they were given. Now move back over and flood the position of the dragon and stop some of that stacking that IG were getting.
And IG are getting led around the map right now. It is so tough for them. When they don't have these summoner spells, you lose that agency. It is so much easier for IG, or for top esports to engage on you than it is the vice versa. So IG probably going to be grabbing their flashes within the next 35 to a minute. So I think for now we're just going to see the game slow down a little bit while top esports re-prepare, go back onto the map, and get ready to potentially find a pick and start up this Baron.
And reshifting that focus back to what we really wanted to talk so much about in this series is that supportal focus. How much impact on the map are these guys going to have? And now is the most key moment ever, right? We just saw that play a little bit ago from Meiko, just kind of saying, let's go get this play and making it happen. And these kinds of moments are going to be extremely important to kind of keep an eye out on here, especially for Hung on his new team. He's going to try to come hover over Kanavi. Kanavi decides he wants to go back in, only gets the clone though.
Way half HP is pretty dangerous. Again, we talked about how fast the Baron take here for top esports was. They're going to just right now jockey for position, make sure they can try to clear out any wards. If they can find a pick, that's great. JackeyLove is hitting now. They push in a wave, and Creme's going to move on over.
Okay, Meiko trying to hover a little bit, trying to keep a little bit of this bodyguarding going. They were just trying to get the
Oh,
pull
they
out,
found-
and they got TheShy. Equalizer's big, but it's not nearly enough. And here comes Hung to follow up. Double knockup with the devastating smash. Now into the hot pot, but there ain't no fire. It's just them cooking themselves alive. IG trying to fight back this front to back, but now JackeyLove steps up, steps forward, and takes him down. Rookie, his old teammate, as he takes the blood. He gets 2 kills, and now they're going to move back to the Baron.
What a great position, and I love the vision coverage coming in from Top Esports. They note that TheShy goes through a part of the map that he's not allowed to. They send the police out onto him, and Creme punishes
do it,
Meiko now.
Do it, Meiko. Do it, Meiko.
Do it.
He's got
Do it.
smite.
He has no flash. He can't get over it.
No. Not like
All right.
this, Meiko, my king.
Well, guess what? That's a Baron, that's an ace, and that's Top Esports looking to put a pin in game number 1.
We're going to take a look back at that. How did the Creme found the angle? TheShy just unsuspecting. I mean, he's holding the weight. He's on vision.
Yeah, and then this engage from 369. Flash, ult, knock up right onto Gala, right onto Meiko. And this choke point is just so deadly to play against. You have Azir, even now JackeyLove feels so empowered to step up. He rips through this fight alongside his other carries. In Top Esports, they've had some fumbles, but this game has looked so traditionally TES from this entire year.
And that's exactly what we were talking about. It's like, where are you going to try to rely on JackeyLove? Well, it's going to be in those team fights. The fact that he is walking into face-to-face with Rookie on an Annie as this AD carry, I mean, that is confidence, and it is oozing from Top Esports right now. And I think this kind of level of dominance is something we have come to assume Top Esports can pull out at any moment, because this team has been extremely dominant when they're in form.
When Top Esports and Split 2 were on their run during the regular season, this team looked so insane. Their win rate from ahead was 90%.
Dude, JackeyLove just put the hands on Rookie. My God,
Wait, he's dead.
Just absolutely destroyed his level of game. I mean, that was absolutely incredible. I would love a replay of that. I don't think we're going to get one because this game is about to be done and dusted. As Kanavi just goes for the ult with no teammates there. They find the corner of the decimating smash on the Meiko. And it is just a Top Esports avalanche. Everything's turning red.
There it is. Well, let's see. Curtain call. Nothing happens. Baron powered minions, and probably the end of game number 1 here.
Yep, TheShy gets cooked once again. Gala gets knocked up by Hung. Hung finding a great entrance and a grand entrance into his game 1 with Top Esports as they take a dominant game 1 victory in this best of 3. One last little ditch effort from Wei, the newbie on IG, but it is not nearly enough. Another double kill comes down for JackeyLove. 12, 2, and 7 Alk. JKL is back. The genius is cooking once again.
Hey man, 1 game. It's 1 game, okay? If they win the series like this,
that's what we learned about
then
MSI.
we can. No. What happened in a lot of those games when the team won game 1? They lost the series. So let's look. We still haven't beat any of the LCK teams. Okay, we gotta pipe down a little bit. Talk about internationals.
That Shui's coming one day.
One day. Hopefully this year. Hopefully Worlds. But I mean, this was probably the most textbook Top Esports. But what I liked more about this game is I felt like JackeyLove was more of part of this team. Statistically speaking, last split, JackeyLove was a middle of the pack AD carry. A lot of the ways that Top Esports played was a little bit away from him. They really relied on Crisp and Kanavi kind of just running around the map and kind of being terrorists, honestly. But this time around, I felt like JackeyLove felt empowered to just walk forward, attack, and just be the JackeyLove that we know and love. So hopefully there's more of that to come.
Yeah, I really hope so. And I don't know how much we want to. Obviously, we don't have comms to figure out exactly how the comms are working there, but like what impact Hung had in that. Because one of the big things that I really love about Top Esports is they had a very clear plan of where they were playing on the map and when, right? We saw all those plays towards top side. The entire team was sending visiting messages to TheShy in the early game. Then they moved down towards bot side. They moved to the objectives over and over again as a team. That synergy was so lost, I feel like, in some of those last moments we saw from Top Esports last split. And it's nice to see that right back and raring to go in game 1 of their first series of the split.
I want to really kind of hold my horses here because we've seen games like these so many times from Top Esports, especially in the regular season. They're one of our most dominant regular season teams we've seen so far in 2025. But the thing for me is I need to see them being able to consistently pull this off against multiple different teams. We've seen them struggle against teams like AL trying to pull this off. Even IG last split, they went 3-3 in total. They had a 1-1 record versus them in the regular season. And for Top Esports, the thing that is going to kind of make or break their season is if they can get Creme to a level where he is going to body 90% of mid laners here in the tournament. That is going to basically, essentially, whether or not they make top 2 in the league.
And I gotta say, from the IG perspective of this game number 1, feels a little bit bad. I mean, we kind of said it from the beginning, you need to be out in front of this Top Esports team, but there were a couple flubs of positioning, couple, like, you know, behind the ball moments from them where they're not really actively making those quick decisions. And that's something you really don't like to see, even though, you know, same perspective as Top Esports, take it with a grain of salt. But you really want to see those kind of proactive moments from IG, a team that has so much experience.
And Lennon, we can kind of get into this discussion now while we're waiting for MVP. I think as a broadcast for the fans, especially because this is a super team, what does success for IG actually mean? Because we can kind of be nebulous about it and be like, oh yeah, this is a world-bound team, but when you look at this roster and you kind of think about what this team is supposed to mean symbolically for the league, they're trying to put the LPL back on the map. They're trying to bring together the best of the best in terms of the names, some of the greatest legends of the LPL from the more recent history, and hopefully bring a title home. Because it's been a long time since we've won anything. So I hope for Top Esports, they need to, or for IG, they need to make it to Worlds. And there's 4 slots, there's 6 teams that are kind of vying for those spots.
Yeah, I just think that, like, when you look at that level, like, that is bare minimum. If it is not international, if this team doesn't, if Rookie doesn't get to a damn international again, like, it's doomed. Like, this team should make it. This team should be there. But you have to be consistent all the way through, and that's where the gauntlet that is the LPL, the amount of games you have to play, the amount of consistency you have to have, that's that next level that we're always searching for IG.
I think I was very impressed with IG, the fact that they're able to get top 3. I had them making an early exit in Split 2 playoffs, but they kind of proved time and time again that even against some of their opponents, that they kind of had that stick-to-itiveness, the grit to be able to perform in some of these series where I kind of thought they lost some of that magic, especially from Split 1, but the meta changed. There's no lane swaps anymore, and it seems like this team is really starting to gel. It's only Wei's first game. I don't think he did anything that would have been different from JJ. But, you know, there's a lot that still needs to be fixed for this, and I'm glad to see that at least Gala was able to have somewhat of a better performance here in their first game of the split.
Unfortunately, he's on a Jhin, and there's only a certain level, a certain ceiling.
Oh, now we're making fun of the Jhin. First it was, oh, my Jhin boys, you know, like, hey, come look, he's doing well.
I get to do that, all right? I get to go back and forth. I get to flip-flop. That's my right. I see 4 times the charm.
I didn't know we brought Raz onto the show.
Exactly. Hey, I'm trying to embody him, all right? I'm trying to embody him. It is a situation that Top Esports find a dominant game number 1 win. You have to think about the kind of side selects, but we'll obviously be getting to MVP now and figuring out who that influence is going to be. I expect JackeyLove to get it. I would say Pseudo, though. Like, I really liked Kanavi's direction on the map. I know it's a little bit less so, but JackeyLove's going to be the one that gets it anyways.
Fair. Honestly, I think Creme deserved it. He played so well on the map, and he's done this time and time again. He was so pivotal. Literally, that entire fight is him just finding Rumble and getting the pick, but still, JackeyLove.
That damage, though.
Exactly. Look, JackeyLove is playing really aggressive League of Legends, and I think that's exactly what the league needs if they want to have any kind of faith. Be restored in Top Esports.
Exactly that. Well, we'll see if IG can restore their own faith in this series. After a short little break, we'll be getting to Game 2 between Top Esports and IG.